your views. But right now, people, it's time. We're going to Enam Ali, the British Curry Awards founder. Enam, thank you very, very much for joining us. Now, there's a potential crisis looming around the corner, is there? I believe that curry houses are very worried that things might not go back to normal. What's up?
Hi, Patrick. How are you? Okay.
I'm very well. Thank you for joining us on the on a Sunday. Great to see our YouTube viewers get to see you as well. And what a resplendent room you're in, I must say. It's fantastic to see the background that you've got there. Lots of finery on show. So yes, look, what's going on here then? The curry houses are in a bit of trouble, are they?
Thank you for having me. Anyway, yes, it is very worry time at the moment, and I mean, as I worried, like lots of my friends from right across the country, they've been worried because of the uncertainty is one of the biggest factor. Is economy is actually driven by the uncertainty. Sometimes it get to make great impact, especially in the restaurant sector, in the hospitality sector. A lot of my friends in the hotelier and restaurateurs are also suffering for the crisis they're having at the moment. For the staffing is one of them, and the same time they really don't know what gonna be look like for their turnover. Of course, it's only 2 3 days restaurant has been open and still a lot of restaurant has been closed because a lot of things need to be done. Obviously, the equipment and machinery need to be serviced and everything. So it's a lot on their plate at the moment. And opening a restaurant is not easy when you close for such a long time. And so there's a lot of restaurant hope to be open, and a lot of them will be closed for the goods. So we did a survey, and survey shown in our sector, especially in the curry house, an Indian restaurant and Pakistani and Bangladeshi restaurant. And it's quite worrying at the moment. If you look at the survey, it has been came up a lot of uncertainty of restaurateur feel very less confident what's going to be look like. Almost 42% people are thinking there will be
Mm.
maybe similar impact. And if you look at the history, 2020, their sales was absolutely, down for more than 50%. So it has been really worry time.
Yeah, no, and it is. I mean, look, uncertainty is a big killer as well. I mean, clearly the lockdown restrictions must have been ruinous for loads of businesses. But obviously, we're focusing on the curry restaurant aspect of it. I believe 86% of curry restaurants said that they'd lost up to 3/4 of their revenue when the virus struck last year. It's unsustainable, those kind of numbers, isn't it? And I believe that you would like the government to appoint a dedicated hospitality minister. Is that right?
Yeah, that's why we suggested by the whole industry feel that there's somebody need to be. I mean, I've been saying all the time, the government need to consultation by the different stakeholder, and it's very important for government to make a decision. If you look at that time, they're saying you can do the catering outside. What's benefit to give to the restaurateur? Only for few days, people has to employ so many people and take all the restriction, take all the guideline and open a restaurant, but it's really cold and freezing. So
Mm.
they
Mm.
lost the money even more.
Yeah.
So they have to lost more money, more debts, more problem. So these are the things need to be collective decision made by government to make sure that hospitality industry will be benefited and turn around to the back to the normal.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think, this is because, as you've rightly said, it's not just the idea that you will lose a restaurant off your high street. People work in that restaurant. Those people quite possibly have families. They're quite possibly part of a wider community. And if you end up with essentially mass unemployment that's a lot of people. And then that's just bad for the country generally, isn't it? And so it is time, surely, for the government to step in, really, and save the great British tikka masala. I think we need to see more action from the government when it comes to this. So there's a lot of fear among the curry community, as it were. Are you hopeful though that now that we've got the reopenings and people can actually go back inside, are you hoping that there might be a boom, that people might be so sick of sitting in their own homes however long that now every single night they're going to be going out to the curry house?
Yeah, well, I think it will be for maybe next couple of weeks. People will come out because they have been, dying to come out, and probably some restaurateurs who are open, they're doing well. After that, what's going to be happen? That's my really worried at the moment, and a lot of restaurants are thinking maybe one furlough stop. A lot of people will be not have enough money to go to restaurant they used to do. So there's a lot of turbulence we're expecting to face, and industry need to be face those challenges and need government help. And I think government has done. We must accept that and appreciate that. And government has come up with, beyond the capacity. We really appreciate it. But need to be continue to help our industry, not only the Indian restaurant. I'm talking about total hospitality industry. Need to be supported by government by many ways, retaining the VAT maybe, and other benefits to restaurant to continue their business. And if you look at now, a lot of hotelier, a lot of restaurateur, my friends, quite a number of good operator,
Mm.
they are suffering for another one staffing crisis because a lot of European they're gone back. That need to be addressed for make sure it will be easier to those people can able to come back rather than the complex documentation requirement and everything that will discourage them to come to UK to come back to the work. They will go to other destination to work for whether it's front of house worker or skilled worker in the kitchen. And I think that's really need to be addressed as well.
Yeah, do you think that actually really now, the idea, if there was any delay to our lockdown easing, so touch wood, it doesn't look like there is going to be at the moment. The noise that we're hearing again today is after Sage had a little bit of a wobble and we're worried about this new variant, whether or not we would delay our lockdown easing. Apparently it looks like it's going to go ahead as normal. Freedom Day, 21st of June. We'll all be back at it. If there was a delay, though, do you think that that would maybe be the final nail in the coffin for a lot of curry houses around the country?
Well, it could be because this new Indian variant came in, and it's really more worried for all of us. What's going to be happen? Are we going to be facing the lockdown because of the increasing the virus, which is really worried at the moment. So we just come out from something people feel much more confident to make sure maybe we are getting over it, and people will, as you said very rightly, dying to freedom and come out and get back to the normality, and it's just coming from nowhere. It's suddenly Indian variant came in, and it is also, I will blame the certain responsibility to take the authority to allow people just
Mm,
walked in
mm,
without checking and just came to inside our country and causing a problem for virus. And I think Indian variant was came in and is having a lot of problems. So again, this is also uncertainty of the peoples of this country, and they worry about what's going to be happen for next. Are you going to have another, third
yeah.
injection we have to take, and vaccination another one? So this again another debate coming up whether this Pfizer one is better than others, and we're going to take three or two, and are we safe for this vaccine? And those questions to be answered.
Yeah, I get you, and it's really refreshing to hear you say that, actually. The notion that, look, when it comes to people's businesses on the line, some of the figures, if you are just joining us, are pretty devastating when it comes to the curry industry in the UK. 86% of curry houses saying that they've lost about 3/4 of their income just as a result of lockdowns, etc. Now, the government's responsibility is to try and make sure that we get to a situation as quickly as we possibly can where we can reopen, where these people are not constantly worried about what their balance sheets are saying and constantly worried about maybe going out of business. And yeah, it's interesting that you made the point there. When you do see people coming into the country seemingly unchecked anyway from places where there are hotspots and new variants and all sorts of stuff happening, that must be really, really concerning for you, Enam, to have seen all that. But Enam, thank you very, very much for coming on. Enam Ali, British Curry Awards founder. Great to have you on. And basically, look, in a nutshell, go out and support your local curry house because we need you to. We need you to. Otherwise, we might lose the great British tikka masala. So anyway, there's that. Right. Still to come in the final hour. We've got a lot